We're thankful you came back to the Legends Leaving channel. Today, June 13th, 2024, we're getting together again to remember some famous people who died recently or today. Through their work in the arts, these people have left an indelible mark on our minds and on the world. We are saddened by their deaths and want their families and fans to know that we are thinking of them. Peace out. Please show your respect and remember them by liking this video. Thank you for being a part of our community. We'll be discussing unfortunate updates regarding the actor Simon Cowell. Eight, Howard Fineman was a famous American journalist and TV commentator who lived from November 17, 1948 to June 11, 2024. His work lasted for almost 50 years. As top political correspondent, senior editor, and deputy Washington bureau chief for Newsweek magazine for 30 years, he covered 9 presidential campaigns and had a big impact on how the magazine covered politics. A lot of people liked his Living Politics piece on Newsweek.com. Fineman was the global editorial head of the AOL Huffington Post media group after his job at Newsweek. As a news reporter for NBC and MSNBC, he worked on shows like Hardball with Chris Matthews and The Rachel Maddow Show. His work has been published in many places, such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Real Clear Politics. He was born in the Squirrel Hill neighborhood of Pittsburgh and grew up in a Jewish home. He went to Colfax Elementary School and Taylor Aldridge High School. His undergraduate degree was in English from Colgate University. His graduate degree was in journalism from Columbia University. And his law degree was from the University of Louisville School of Law. He studied in Europe, Russia, and the Middle East with the help of the Thomas J. Watson Fellowship and the Pulitzer Traveling Fellowship. Before he joined Newsweek in 1980, he worked as a reporter for the Louisville Courier-Journal, where he wrote about state politics and the environment. He was known for his insightful political writing and talks with well-known people. Fineman also taught at the University of Pennsylvania and wrote the 13 American Arguments, a book that looks at some of the most important political arguments in the United States. Fineman was a regular guest on Tony Kornheiser's show and had honorary degrees from a number of schools. In 1981, he married lawyer Amy Nathan, and the two of them had 2 children. He died at home in Washington, D.C. on June 11, 2024, from pancreatic cancer. He was 75 years old and left behind a body of work that was both excellent journalism and important additions to the coverage of politics. 7, Channing Nicole Larry, who went by her stage name in Chanting, was a growing star in the American music scene. This was because she was a dynamic rapper and singer-songwriter. The American parents of Channing moved her family from Fort Worth, Texas to Atlanta, Georgia when she was young. She was born on October 9, 1997 in Hanau, Germany. Her unique musical style, which mixes Southern rap with soulful melodies, comes from her varied childhood. Chanting started making music when she was in her late teens. She played at local places and put her music online, where it quickly became popular because of how honest and emotional it was. In 2020, hip-hop star Gucci Mane saw how talented Chanting was and signed her to his high-profile label, 1017 Records. This was an important turning point in her work because it gave her a way to reach more people. She put out popular songs like No Love in 2020 and her well-liked project Love Scarred in 2023 under the 1017 name. Working with well-known hip-hop artists like Big Scar, Coi Leray, and Fujiano solidified her place in the business and showed how versatile she is and how she can shine with hip-hop heavyweights. Chanting's success was cut short too soon when, on June 11, 2024, she died at the young age of 26 from complications from what was thought to be an overdose and severe withdrawals. Her management team confirmed her untimely death, which led to a flood of sadness and tributes from fans and other artists. Chanting has had a lasting effect on the music world. Her soulful singing and powerful lyrics continue to move people. She leaves behind powerful music and an inspiring story of ability and hard work that will be told for years to come. 6, Naheem George Elias Jr., a singer who was better known by his stage name Naheem, died Thursday morning in Taban de Serra, Greater Sao Paulo. The Public Security Secretary at SSP says that the case will be started as a strange death. Naheem's dead body was found at his home. He was by himself at the time, and it's thought that he fell after having a sudden medical problem. Naheem became well known in the 1980s. He was born in Miguelopolis, which is in the middle of Sao Paulo state. He often appeared as a guest on variety shows on TV, and his big win on the Silvio Santos show's Qual a Music Apart made him famous. With hits like Dia Cruzao, Cruzao de Malau, and Taka Taka, Naheem became known all over the country. He made his first album in Portuguese during this time. He put out more than 14 albums and 86 songs during his time. Naheem appeared on a lot of TV shows over the course of his work. He was on the reality show A Fazenda on TV Record. His charisma and musical talents will always be remembered in the Brazilian entertainment business. 5. Juan Jose Johnny Canales was born in General Trevino, Nuevo Leon, Mexico in 1947. He was a Tigano singer who quit and used to host the Johnny Canales show. People know Canales for putting on one of Selena's first public shows before she turned 13 and for taking her and her band, Los Dinos, to their first concerts in Mexico. As a radio DJ in 1974, he was very important in getting Ruben Naranjo's songs heard. Johnny Canales was in charge of producing the Johnny Canales Show, which first aired in 1983. New bands from both Mexico and the U.S. were featured on the show. Ley Sombra de Chicago, Selena, La Mafia, Maz, Intacable, and Los Tigres del Norte were among the guests. From 1988 to 1996, the show played on Televisa in Mexico and Univision in the U.S. It then moved to the Telemundo network. Canales was talked to for the UTA Center for Mexican American Studies Oral History Project in 1997. After moving his show back to Televisa in 2002, he went on tour in the Southwest U.S. and Mexico. From August 2008 to November 2009, the show also ran on TuVision. After Telemundo canceled the show in 2005, Canales sued the network for $100 million, saying they were engaging in dishonest business practices, getting in the way of other business possibilities, and hurting his reputation. The case was dropped in the end. Canales got a Veteran of the Year award from LULAC on May 31, 2009 for his work with the GI Forum. Canales had health problems, including a stroke and surgery on his heart, but he got better and still has health problems. American Maury Markoff was born January 11, 1914 and died June 3, 2024. He was a blogger, writer, artist, and supercentenarian. He is believed to be the oldest man still alive in the United States and the oldest blogger still writing in the world. 4. American high school basketball coach Robert Hughes, SR, was born May 15, 1928, and died June 11, 2024. He was known as the winningest boys high school basketball coach in the United States, with 1,333 wins as of June 2024. He began an amazing career when he joined the Army after high school and played on the first basketball team for mixed-race soldiers. After the Army, he won an All-American title at Texas Southern University and played for the Harlem Magicians for a short time before tearing his Achilles tendon and ending his playing career. Hughes first coached at IM Terrell High School in Fort Worth, Texas, where he led the team to 3 Peel State championships. Hughes took over at Dunbar High School after segregation stopped. The team won 2 state titles and made many Final Four appearances. He was the winningest high school basketball coach of all time when he retired in 2005. But he won 5 state titles between Terrell and Dunbar. Hughes was known for his hard work and his inspiring quote, "If you can't work hard and do your best, you probably need to go home to your mom." He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2017 and the Texas Basketball Hall of Fame in 1993. He was also inducted into the High School Basketball Hall of Fame in 2003 and the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame in 2013. Hughes also had a very interesting personal life. Before she died in 2014, he was married to Jacqueline Sue Johnson Hughes for 57 years. They had 3 children, Robert Hughes, Jr., who took over as coach at Dunbar, after him, Carly J. Hughes, who is the 11th Episcopal Bishop of Newark, and Robin L. Hughes, who is the Dean of the School of Education, Health, and Human Behavior at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Hughes lived in Fort Worth in the Stop 6 neighborhood. His death was natural on June 11, 2024, when he was 96 years old. His memory lives on through the many lives he changed during his long and successful career and the contributions he made to high school basketball. 3. James was born in Houston, November 29, 1940, and died on June 8, 2024. He was an American musician who wrote hits like Suspicious Minds by Elvis Presley. James was born in Houston, Texas, and became friends with B.J. Thomas when they were young. This led to a successful musical partnership. James signed with Memphis producer Chip's Mammon's Publishing Company in the late 1960s. Mammon recorded Thomas' hits The Eyes of a New York Woman, Hooked on a Feeling, and It's Only Love. James recorded Suspicious Minds in 1968, but Elvis Presley's version in 1969 was the big hit. It was later ranked number 91 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 best songs of all time. James made a long-term deal with Screen Gems Columbia Music in 1972. In 1973, Brenda Lee recorded James's Sunday Sunrise, which went on to become a top 10 hit. In 1975, Canadian singer Anne Murray covered it. James's songs such as Raised on Rock, It's Only Love, and Moody Blue were still being recorded by Presley. But Always on My Mind, which James wrote with Johnny Christopher and Wayne Carson, was his biggest hit. It was Elvis Presley's B-side before Willie Nelson covered it in 1982 and made it a big hit. James won Grammys for Song of the Year and Best Country Song. The Pet Shop Boys' 1987 cover also made it to #1 in the UK and #4 in the US. The Mark James Trio album, She's Gone Away, came out in 1978 as part of James's work. It was for his work that he was inducted into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2015. Mark James died at his home in Nashville, Tennessee on June 8, 2024. He was 83 years old. His lasting efforts to music have had an impact on many artists and music fans over the years. 2. Markoff's life was full of amazing events that happened over 100 years. He was born in New York City in a slum. He was one of 4 children in a Jewish family. His older brother died in the 1918 Spanish flu outbreak, but he lived through it. Markoff learned how to be a machinist from his father, but during the Great Depression, he did a number of different jobs before deciding to fix and sell vacuum cleaners. Markoff met Betty Goldman at a wedding party in the Bronx in early 1938 for a friend they both had. In late that same year, they got married in Los Angeles and had 2 kids, Judith Hanson and Stephen. Markoff made weapons during World War II and later ran a company that sold air conditioners and other appliances. He took part in many events and was an active member of the Communist Party USA. Back in the early 1950s, the Markoffs took a trip to the Soviet Union. After a month-long trip, Maury lost faith in Soviet socialism. Markoff started modeling as a hobby and made works of art that were influenced by his life. In 2014, to honor his 100th birthday, his work was shown at the Red Pike Gallery in Chinatown. He also wrote a book called Keep Breathing: Recollections from a 103-Year-Old, which came out in 2017. Markoff stayed busy and active even after he had throat cancer, which he beat after quitting smoking and a heart attack at age 99. During the COVID-19 pandemic, his family took him out of a nursing home because they were worried about the virus. Beginning on March 24, 2022, he was the oldest known writer. On December 30th, 2023, he was confirmed to be the oldest man still alive in the United States. Markoff kept writing about his own thoughts, life events, and politics after Horace Balmer died until he too died. Markoff died in Los Angeles, California on June 3, 2024. He was 110 years old. He had 2 strokes, and his brain will be used for study in medicine. Maury Markoff's life was a great example of how to be strong and creative. He left behind art, writing, and timeless advice. 1. Arthur Gaps Hendrickson, lead singer of the two-tone band The Selecter, died at the age of 73. The Coventry band said on X that Hendrickson had died after a short sickness. Hendrickson was diagnosed with cancer in 2023. People said he was a two-tone original, a great singer, and a real gentleman. The Selecter was formed in 1979 by lead singer Pauline Blackoby and drummer Charlie H. Bembridge. Their first album, Too Much Pressure, came out in 1980 and had 5 UK top 40 hits. Human Algebra, their most recent record, came out last year. DMF Music, Hendrixon's management business, confirmed that he had died. Pauline Black shared a message from Hendrixon's family on Facebook to show how sad she was. They said that Gappa died in Coventry, which is where he became famous. Hendrixon's strong performance and Too Much Pressure showed how hard it is to be a working man. He played with Jools Holland's Rhythm and Blues Orchestra on their 2023 tour, even though he was sick. His family said that everyone who knew him would miss him a lot. Funeral plans will be made soon. Jools Holland sent his sympathy and said that Hendrixon was a very kind man. Along with the Specials, the Selecter was a big part of Coventry's music scene in the 1970s. They mixed skay, two-tone, and punk styles with political comments about sexism and racism. Pete Chambers, who started the Coventry Music Museum, said that Hendrixon's death was a big loss for music and the city. He said, "There will forever be a gap-shaped hole in our lives. Arthur Gap Hendrickson left a lasting mark on the two-tone and ska groups. People will remember him for what he did for music and how he changed the social and cultural scene in Coventry and beyond." Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about a deadly rumor that circulated on social media about the supposed death of the English TV personality and entrepreneur Simon Cowell. Recently, a Facebook post gained a lot of attention by claiming that Simon Cowell had passed away. This news quickly spread, generating a wave of sadness and tributes from fans around the world. However, fortunately, this information is nothing more than an unfounded rumor. Simon Cowell has faced several health challenges, particularly in recent years. In August 2020, he suffered a severe back injury after falling off an electric bike in Malibu. The accident resulted in a broken back, necessitating a 6-hour surgery that involved the insertion of a metal rod. This incident was a significant turning point for Cowell, leading him to prioritize his health and well-being more than ever before. Following the surgery, Cowell underwent a lengthy rehabilitation process, which included physical therapy to regain strength and mobility. The recovery journey was demanding, but it also brought about positive lifestyle changes. He adopted a healthier diet, shifting to a predominantly vegan regimen, which helped him lose weight and improve his overall health. In addition to dietary changes, Cowell incorporated regular exercise into his routine, further enhancing his physical fitness and well-being. Despite these health setbacks, Cowell has shown remarkable resilience. He has been open about his experiences, sharing insights into his recovery and the lessons learned from his accident. His commitment to maintaining his health has not only helped him recover from his injuries, but also set an example of perseverance and the importance of self-care. Today, Cowell continues to be active in the entertainment industry, balancing his professional responsibilities with a renewed focus on his health and wellness. And remember, always verify the truth of information before sharing it, especially when it comes to such impactful news. Social media can be a source of misinformation, but with a bit of caution, we can prevent the spread of unfounded rumors. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.